Good morning, traders. Already got in one here pre-market. This is my first trade of the day, and I'm going to do a whole lot better about not over trading today. As my P&L just continues to dwindle. We're going to add to it today. I guarantee it. Can't make a guarantee, but I bet you if I straighten up my over trading business, I bet you I add to it. Now this one here, at the open we could go either direction, but we've been opening with gaps up and not even bothering to fill them. We've already taken the pre-market high. We put up a pretty nice reversal pattern here. Couple of higher lows, or lower highs rather, and so that's what I'm working off of. I'm just above the fair value gap that was created here. The breaker's all the way up there. Let me get over here on this side. So the potential of this actually working out with very little risk is good. I was thinking we could at least get to these wicks, and I may take it off before the open, or I may try to get that push to pre-market low. That's what I'm hoping for, is a push to pre-market low and settlement, and then we continue higher, because ES is flirting around the 6,900. It already hit it. We do have that gap up above. I could actually take my risk off completely here. Well, I'm about to run out of time to do that. I would have been stopped at break even. I'm just going to leave it on. If I lose, it'll be my first loss, and we actually shouldn't even come up this way. I've got it at 801. Let's look at the PD array here. On the 5-minute, that would be our breaker. That's 15. So on the 1-minute chart, we've just been dancing around this quadrant. I would expect, if we're not going to fill the gap, that we at least get halfway. I could get a little bit of money off of it there. So from the breaker perspective, my reversal pattern perspective, we are above a 4-hour trading, regular trading hour high here. And here would be our breaker right there. And so I would need to be above it, and that's actually at 802, so I'll put it up there to 802. But we could get smoked. And so once we got below the breaker here, we didn't really create a fair value gap. But here we got one pushing through it. And so the high of it is at 96. We haven't really had one since then. So beneath the breaker, there isn't really a fair value gap that's formed yet. It's just this one pushing through and lower highs that have enticed me into this trade. And the fact that we typically trade back to settlement. We're not far from settlement at all. So here comes the open. I'm either going to get smoked real quick, or I'm going to make some money real quick. Definitely can take off the risk now. $50 could be the bounce, but I doubt it. Make sure I got my take profit down there. We could go to pre-market low here, so I'm gonna give it the opportunity to do that. Pre-market low, it sells 720. I don't know why I'm all the way down here. This is settlement Monday. This is settlement Tuesday. Okay, I see. So that's 676. Well below the pre-market low. We may hit pre-market low and bounce. We've taken out 2 of the 4-hour regular trading hour highs, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those for now. We opened above them. Ideal situation, we go all the way to settlement. And then we start working toward pre-market high. That would be the ideal situation. I'm going to go ahead and take off some of this risk since we just took the pre-market low. I may kill it at round number, but it's not too far to settlement. All right, there's round number. Surely we can push to settlement. If it doesn't go quick, I'm going to kill it. %80 chance it touches that dotted line. But it can leave it open just a touch. I've been smoked so much. I really want to take it off because I don't want this to turn into a $50 trade or $40 trade. Come on, get there, man. All right, we made it. Heck yeah. So right now, I've got a deal I've made with myself. When I have a qualifying day, I need to lock out. But we're so early in the day. Surely I can catch a good reversal pattern and make a little bit more money today. So I'm only going to be trading one micro with a $50 stop loss. And if I lose my first trade, I'm done for the day. Okay? That was my first trade. But $50 stop loss. My first loss of the day is going to be, I don't know why I have this in here. I was hoping it would put a line up here, but it didn't. That way I can see my P&L from a different screen. So now what I'm looking for, maybe we take this out, maybe we reverse right here. But we made it to settlement, and now we've taken out pre-market low as well. I'm going to get rid of this, because I was just using it as quadrants. The market giveth and the market taketh away. So I don't want it to take anything away from me today. It's been taking too much. So that was a good trade. I enjoyed watching that thing go exactly to where I thought it might go. And stopping. Look how it stopped. So if we get a reversal pattern here, I will take the long. We did fill the gap overnight. Pre-market low, pre-market high is actually a little bit higher than this. This is just the first hour. So if we could come up here and take pre-market high after sweeping pre-market low, That'd be pretty sweet. Really not that much difference between them, just 100 points. It could definitely happen. The settlement Monday was what I had marked for the gap, and we are actually, this was what was remaining of the gap, this distance in between these two. So we just filled it to the downside. Pretty likely we go up from here, but we could also take this first. Let's look at that from a 4-hour perspective and an RTH perspective. What I was doing yesterday was saying, oh, we're going here, and trying to catch a continuation over and over and over again and losing my butt every time. So this has a small gap here. And that's the difference between going down to a 1-minute chart and a 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart would have settlement right there. I could double check that here. Yeah, see that's the actual settlement price at 315, 415 New York, and that's where we're touching. From the 4-hour perspective, this is yesterday's afternoon low. I would be happy as I could be if it took that and reversed, because that gives us more room, more money. Heck yeah. My payout. I just got a notification. My payout is on the way. I bet it already hit. I was down to 62 cents. It's not quite that bad, but nope, not there yet. But it's on the way. Maybe it'll be here today, maybe tomorrow. It seems to be pretty happy with settlement, not putting up a reversal pattern yet. I would really like it if it came down to here. That's our regular trading hour perspective only. From the breaker to here, oh, we just made a new low. The breaker didn't change. I mean, it's this one now. Bullish breaker, lowest point first, the last up close candle before the lowest point would be our bullish breaker. I like to see it take a low with a wick and it just like says, yeah, this is my low right here. And then put up a reversal pattern, maybe double tap, maybe make a little bit higher low before validating the breaker, or maybe it validates or just almost validates and then back down to a higher low and then validate. That's what I prefer to see, instead of getting to a part where you would consider it, well, yeah, this might be the low, and then dancing around for all this time. I mean, we're right in the middle of the open. We don't sit in places like this when we're in the middle of the open. Trade one was a type A. I followed my plan. I didn't get in and out. I let it play out, so that was good. And it netted the 225. So I am not. This is what I would normally do. It's what's been taking all of my money. is anticipating that we take this low and go ahead and get in with the expectation that's going to happen. A continuation trade. It absolutely could happen. But it could go up and down 150 times before it gets there. If that's our low, when it gets there, you'll know it. You'll know it. And you don't have to take an ambiguous trade. I tell myself this every day, but I still get caught up in trying to catch these continuations sometimes. I'm going to try to be a good boy today. I'm going to try to remind myself of this. I was actually going to, when I take a trade like that, lock myself out for like 15 minutes or something. I don't really need to do that today because my mind is working, but it was not working yesterday. When y'all see me doing crap like that, tell me to stop. Just type it in the chat. Say, hey, stop, Potter. You're not trading your plan at all. We definitely have a new breaker, potential breaker now. So I'm going to roll my line down a little further. That's our last up close. This does look like it could be the target. We have another couple of them down here and a very large gap down here as well. So we could go take that line that I was expecting to take yesterday. The lower target line down here. After going up all night. We did take out this. There was a regular trading hour high here. We're caught just dead center between two RTH gaps. I'm really excited that trade worked out, guys. I really am. Gals, guys, I don't know who all's in here, but say hi if you're in here. This account has been bleeding since I opened it I think it was Friday or Monday, I'm not sure which, but my goal, $200 a day, already hit it. But since I hit it so early and I had such a bad day yesterday, I would like to add a little bit more to the coffer today if the market gives me the opportunity, but I'm going to be very patient and very demanding that I see exactly what I want before I enter another trade. So it may be boring. I could switch over and do some trades on a practice account, but that would just reinforce bad habits of trying to get in on this. All right, we took the first yesterday's afternoon low. This could be a possible bounce point right here, guys. Could be a possible bounce point. Looks like we're continuing down. For now. This is where we ended yesterday. We stopped at that 50% mark of last week. Let's take a peek at ES. ES, if it's going to bounce, it'll usually bounce at its 50 mark. I haven't even looked at the chart over here to see what it's been doing regarding regular trading hours, where its lows and highs are. So I can do that real quick. Okay, so yesterday's afternoon low for ES would be right there. It's at 65. It's pretty close to that. I'll make it red. We can clone it and put another one down here. So that's yesterday's low for ES, and this is just yesterday's afternoon high. It pretty much just went up all day. Once it made that low, took out that one, and then adios. So our overnight trading, it went, let's see, it's actually kind of frozen. I think its settlement is right here. Don't know for sure. Let's go to a 5-minute. Yeah, so settlement, yeah, we're right at it. That settlement for ES. Pretty close to it. So it's getting close to taking its 4-hour RTH. So this could be our target down here. It really could. But it also could be our reversal point here. It may not go all the way down there. ES just took its, and 6,900 is its overnight. So 4-hour RTH. This could be our reversal point. I need to quit messing around with this over here because I'm not even trading it. But RTH to the high side. Let's clone. That's the high side for regular trading hours. That looks like relative equals to me. We almost touched it. And then one more. I think we find a low here somewhere, and we aim for at least that one over here on ES. I think we go back to 6,900. Regular trading hours, we hit it. I mean, extended rather, we hit it. But not during regular trading hours. So taking out those lows and then going back up to those highs may be what we're looking at. Maybe we just continue down the rest of the day. We don't know that. All we can do is trust the system, and the system says this is our breaker right now. We are dancing around a round number, 600. So going up, back to 20, and then making a new low, that's highly, highly possible. I'm going to change this back because this is my order. It's the only one I order on. You see both of these. I used to have NQ on here, but I kept trading it accidentally, and I actually put a block in over here. Symbol block for NQ. I need to put one for ES too, just in case I'm looking at it and I accidentally click, because I don't want to take on a big contract right now. My account's been depleted too far. One accident and I'm screwed. So, and I've made plenty of accidents. Yeah, my plan is to only trade one micro Batman, but on a day where I'm overconfident that we're going somewhere, I'll put on more. And so my goal right now is to trade one micro until I get my account to $2,000, and then I'll go to two. And this is all from one micro. And that's just to control my risk, because my main account that I started with here was down to $200, and I'm not putting on 5 micros with $200. Just not going to do it. And I may go up to 2 when I get to 1,000 or something, but this is looking really nice. But 80 to 20 rotation is real common. We may end up piling up over here. We just made a lower high, or higher low rather. And so if I take this trade, I'll be on one micro, and it's just, I was trading like a freaking idiot. I was not on my plan. I was trying a continuation trade yesterday, and I've been doing that for the last 3 days, ever since I got these, because I'm money hungry. I want to get that money, get another payout. And my plan is one micro. Because this is a $2,000 account. It's not a $50,000 account. You can only lose $2,000 at any given time until you get your account built up. So once I get to 2,000, well, I'm still at a $2,000 account. One micro with a $50 risk is 2% of that account. I can be wrong a lot, which I hope I'm not, without blowing up my account. If I go to 5 micros, now I've got to risk $250. That's over 10% of my account, and the risk of ruin is high when you do that. So yesterday I was not trading my plan at all, and I got my butt handed to me. I had a $400 day. I completely blew it in triplicate. $400 green, that's $1,200 and across 3 XFAs. $300. So yeah, sorry I didn't trade big size for you, but yesterday hurt. It was painful. I didn't recover from that till about midnight last night, and 3 beers in, I was pissed. So no, one micro is all you're gonna see out of me today for several days. And you can make money on one micro when you're right. You can lose money on one micro too. See that P&L right there? Negative $1,000. That's what happens when I start putting on more than one. I get scared that I'm going to lose the trade. I go to break even and I make $20, and then I do it again, and then I lose the trade, and that one would have been a winner, and then I do it again, and it's a loser, and so I got $20 profit and $200 loss, and then I do it 50 times. That's the way it usually works when I'm having a bad day, because it's like somebody else invades my body and it starts clicking the mouse button, because it's not part of my trading plan at all, but I do still have those days. That's what is the biggest struggle with traders, in my opinion. And me, I've dealt with it the whole time, and their habits I've developed, just trading the combines and thinking, oh, it's just $50 or whatever. But they're gamble trades, and I don't have to gamble at all. Not at all. I've got a system that works 80% of the time. With one micro, it could produce $600-700 easily. I got to get this back on MNQ. So we're getting close to that 50% mark from yesterday. Yesterday's low. That was the pullback midday. This is the afternoon low, and this is the morning low. And this is the dotted red line over here. But yeah, I think the emotional part is the most difficult part, because I have had some success, and I know I can make this money back. Um, yeah, I'm understanding that's what you're talking about. Um, it's not necessarily because I only traded one micro that trade worked out. That's a high probability trade. There's a 70% chance that we go to settlement at the open. When we open with a gap, there's a 70% chance we go halfway, and if we get past halfway, it's 80% chance that we go all the way to settlement. So that is actually a pretty high probability trade. There was also a PD array, a reversal pattern up there. That's why I took it. And I probably could have put more size on that one and been okay. But did you see my risk on it? It was $27. And I only have like $250 in that account when I took the trade. So that was 10% of my account on that trade. And I could have easily lost it, very easily lost it. There's a 30% chance it's not going to work out at all. So we have taken the afternoon low. This could be our pivot point here. Breakers there. But yeah, I would have loved to have put on 4, but right now with my accounts down so low, I don't really feel comfortable doing it. I don't think I would have held that trade through the open. I would have talked myself out of it because of the potential loss in an account that's at $200. I could have stopped the trade copying and used one of these that has a little more margin and put on 2 or 3 maybe and been okay. But this is my baby right here, and I don't want to mess it up. This one right here, it was at $250 when we started, or maybe a little less. It had to have been a little less because now it's $260. So it was like $220 when we started. But this is the one I've had for 6 weeks, 7 weeks now, that I said I'm not going to blow another account. I will trade one micro. I will do whatever I need to do, and I'm not blowing another account. Okay, so here we've taken out yesterday's afternoon low. We've just validated the breaker. We have to wait until this one is respected before we can take a long. And so this is my baby, and I can't blow it. So it's actually should be the leader and the others followers. I'm not sure why I have the other ones on there as the leader, but I'm not changing it right now. So I always keep an eye on it because it's the one I said I'm not blowing another account. I'm going to do what I need to do. If I catch my reversal pattern, I can make 200 a day. 200 a day on average across 3 accounts is $12,000 a month, I think. Yeah, $12,000 a month. That's a livable situation for me. My expenses are pretty low. I'm not hating this, but we don't have a fair value gap above the breaker. On a 15-second chart, I'm sure this one would be, but also keep in mind we're right here at round number. And we have this one here that we could just be playing off of to push further down. But I would say this is looking really, really nice. I just want 100% confirmation with that fair value gap above. Let's say this is the reversal, and now we go to pre-market high. How many points are we talking about here? Pre-market high. Say we finally get our reversal pattern. Maybe it's all the way up to 50. That's 165 points. That's over $300 on one micro. I'm done for the day if we get that. I'm done for the day. And we may go higher than this because we have relative equal highs right here on the 4 hour. So if we went all the way to there, I might even add one along the way somewhere. That's 274. That's 600, almost $600. Well, by the time we get in, it's going to be around here. It'll be 500 bucks, approximately, if this validates. So it's worth the wait. We are invalidating this, so the signs are looking pretty good. Pretty dadgum good. And it's looking like it's using this as our fair value gap. I typically like to see one above the breaker. The one below it can easily be retested, but you can use this as an inversion. I'm just going to be real patient, and I want to see one above, and I want to see it respected. This one was definitely respected. Let's see what a yes did during all that. It didn't take out its low. Let's look at its RTH. No, it did not take out its low. It just took settlement, about half of that candle. This could be the reversal. It may not be. We have not had a fair value gap above the breaker yet. So proceed with caution. I want it to be. I want more money, but it may not be the one. Yeah, you're right, man. The market, since the government shut down, it's been crazy. And that's what has made me try to catch these continuation trades and stuff, where before I didn't even bother with them. When I have good days, I don't bother with them at all. But we've been going one direction days so often that if you don't get in on that direction, you're screwed. You're not making any money that day. And so I try and try and try to get in on these continuations, and I get smoked. I mean, we have a high resistance where we're putting up 40 and 50 point candles both directions on the way down. It's almost impossible to stay in on some of those unless you have a $300 stop loss on one micro or something. Then you could stay in, but it is very difficult. So we painted this wall, but we are respecting this fair value gap here. So if we can get another one to the upside, I think we'll be good. Yeah, if this one will hold, we'll be all right. We can work off of this. It's definitely violating this guy. Very good. Will it stay open? Nope, not going to stay open. Yeah, not staying open. I think we're good on this, but it could be ranging still. It's not perfect because this is not above, but if you look at just that, we've respected the center point. It looks good. Everything looks good there. Well, we kind of got a little bit below it. Could just be ranging, took out that high, right back down. I'm going to wait. I'm going to be a good boy. I'm going to be patient. I've seen these things go up like this and look perfect. It's in a good reversal point. I really do like it, and I am tempted. I'm gonna try it right here. I'm gonna try to get in at the breaker. Oh boy, that was a little pop. We just took that out. Went to 50. I like the setup, but I'm going to try to get in at the breaker. So I got to get this over here back to MNQ. That was a liquidity run for sure. So the breaker would be 617. I'm going to buy one at 617. We don't really have anything but this fair value gap to play off of, so the breaker should be a good barrier if we're going to put one. I'm not going to go climbing way up the chain, because oftentimes if this is our point, if this is our pivot point, it will come back down to it and then go. And then when it goes the second time, that's usually when it goes fast. So there's no sense in getting in a hurry and try to get in up there. You may miss the move, but there'll be another move. Maybe not today, but there'll be another move. We could be dealing with a directional day. It hits this and then straight down. The point I wanted ES to hit was around 65, and I don't know if it got there or not. The low of the day. 73 is where it got to. And I was wanting it to go to 65, but it's okay if it leaves those lows. It hit its settlement. This volume imbalance is encouraging. It could be viewed as a fair value gap for sure. It's the weakest of the PD arrays. We often do trade back to it and then bounce, but like I said, I've already got my money. There's no sense in risking it. If it doesn't come back to the breaker, I just won't trade it. I'm gonna change to a 5 minute here. So we just took that 5 minute high. We do have a fair value gap here. I want to make sure I only have $50 on the risk. Yeah, I do. So you got 2 payouts, Batman? Scale down to 1 micro. That's what I did. I was doing the exact same thing you're doing. I got a payout. I think, oh, I'm here. I've arrived. And went 3 months blowing up. I get an XFA, blow it up. And I quit trading the big contracts. The very first few times I got funded, I was only trading micros, and I was trading a few, like 4 or 5. But going down to 1 until I get my head on straight is the only thing that saved that account. I've never kept one active that long. And consistent profitability is your key here. So get down, just do 1 micro. You're going to be, it's only $200. That's a qualifying day. And if you get enough $200 days, believe me, you're going to be kicking some butt. Okay, so here's our breaker. Now let's see if we actually bounce off of it. I went ahead and put my order there. Hopefully it does, but we did leave some liquidity up here on that 5 minute chart. Well, actually we took this one, but we do have these. I don't know. It's either going to bounce here or it's not. It's worth a try. And then the hope with it is that we would go, oh, it's going lower. It might get me. Yeah, it's going to get me. it got me. So that was my trade. I said I was going to take one more, and if it gets me, no more. No more. So I'm out. Now, that's a qualifying day. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just not going to let the market steal the money I already made. I can trade this practice account, or I think I can trade this. Yeah, this is a combine. So I'll trade it, try to get it funded. I'm thinking when breakers fail, a lot of times you can take a short and you'll be all right, and you can use it as your entry point to the downside. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. It's a combine. So you can use the bottom of the breaker or the top of the breaker as your pivot point for entry. Because when breakers fail, it's just as good a signal as one going to the other side. So it's saying, no. We're wanting to go up again. So this is I don't know. We're back below round number. Fair value gap. That one would have filled us right there. I'm going to try to enter it at round number, and since it's a combine, I have to get out of the follower position to trade it. Copy trading. Where is that guy? That one. So here we go. We'll do round number. That'd be right about center. 600 even. Sell 2. No, it's a combine. We'll do 4. We got enough margin on it. But $50 ain't gonna cut it. I'm gonna have to move it as soon as it fills. If it fills. That should have filled right there, 600. Oh, I have it at 606. 600. I'll do it a little bit. I'll do 599. There we go. Okay, so I don't even have any risk parameters on there. So for 4, I typically would risk $200, and that may get me. This is actually the barrier that I want to see it bounce off of there, and so I need to have it above there, possibly even above there. That's 24. So we're going to be risking $300 on this trade. This could just be, we did invalidate this guy, but this could just be a higher low here, and now we go up. But yeah, Batman, I would tell you, our goal here is to make this a profitable endeavor. And if you can make it profitable with one micro, you're not going to get those days where you're like, heck yeah, I made X amount of dollars. But, $200 a day across 5 accounts is $20,000 a month. You just got to think of it like that. I've had days where I've made $4,000 or $5,000 in one day, and I'm doing backflips. But because I'm trading so much size to get that, one mistake, and that's what I did on my first XFA. I got a payout. I had $6,000 in that account. After a week, I ended up making $12,000 that week trading big size. The following Monday, high resistance, lost $2,500. Tuesday, lost $2,500. And I kept on trying to trade that big size until I blew that sucker up after getting a payout from it. So, no. Trade small, build your account up until 2% of your account, or 2.5% of your account. So if you've got $20,000 in your account, you can safely trade a mini. That would be 2.5% of your account that you're risking on one trade. And then you can make the big bucks. Even if you're taking a payout along the way, you could be there in 2 months. You could be to where you could trade a mini. So that's something to keep in mind. 5 accounts. Well, it's all going to be in one account. It's not all going to be in one account. So you may have to wait a while to get all your accounts built up with that. But you can definitely get there trading micros, and you won't blow up any more accounts. And so that's what my recommendation would be. That's what I started doing, and it's made all the difference in the world. I quit blowing up accounts, and that's my goal, is not to blow up another single freaking account. I can't stand it when I blow them up. If I have to go real small and just, take my little base hits, then that's what I'll do. This one is really not looking like it. I would have expected this to be a flush. It looks like it could be a higher low at this point. I am going to take off the risk, even though it's a combine. Oh man, see there? There we go. Stopped at break even. My favorite thing. Because if we come down and we make a higher low, we could we could revalidate this thing. That means we go back above it with a fair value gap, because we never really got one here. Go back above it with a fair value gap, and then we have more upside potential. That's what I prefer to see. Comes down, tries to push lower, couldn't, and then here we go. You can recover. Like yesterday, for example, I had a bad day. I put on more size than I normally do, and I overtraded. I didn't trade my plan. I was trying to catch these continuation moves and stuff, kind of like what that one was right there. That was a continuation move. I got lucky and got out at $12 or whatever. But it could have just ripped lower. Who knows? But it could have ripped higher too and cost me $200. My plan is only take a trade when we got a 4-hour regular trading hour, high or low, and a validated breaker. That's the only time I can take a trade. That first one I took, this breaker was not validated. There's no fair value gap above it, but I took it anyway, and I got ripped. I would call that a type D trade, because I didn't really follow my plan. I thought I was following it just because of this fair value gap, but I was a little anxious about that because there wasn't one above it. But let's say, like yesterday, I ended up losing $400. I was up $400, so that's like an $800 turnaround. Even so, on micros, it may take you a couple of days to make that back, but it's not going to blow your account. You lost $400. Trading one, even if you're just trading one. I used to lose that in one trade, trading minis, trying to catch a big dollar amount. One trade. And yesterday I lost it in about 20 trades or more. And I was just so upset because I lost $400, When I used to just lose it in one trade, and it didn't bother me. I was like, oh, I'll get it back. So when the bad trading kicks in, that's another part. You've got to recognize that in yourself. Okay, I'm trading like a maniac here, and you gotta stop yourself. Walk away for a little while. Go. I have a punching bag out in my garage. I'll go smack that thing around a little bit because it's frustrating. And recognize when it's time to lock yourself out for the day. Because I've been on a drawdown, and I will be happy to end this day with just a little bit of profit and a qualifying day. That one I was talking about, I got that thing down to under $200 twice. And I wasn't worried because I knew if I waited for this setup and I was patient, I could catch a trade and I could build it back up. And I did. I'll show you. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. I'll show you the performance stats on this thing. Overall, now some of these are stopped at break even. My winners are just barely greater than my losers. But the days, okay? So trading micros, here's a bad day, $546. That's recoverable. That's one stop loss with a mini. This one here, I had $1,600 days with micros. $2,000 a week. That's when I got my payout. Prior to that, the payouts were eluding me. But we are in tough market conditions. First week, $2,600. And then I said, I can trade big size now. And look at that, $1,400 loss, $500 loss, $300 loss. I don't know what all that is, but you take it off of that, it's a lot. And then I finally had a winner. Oh, thank goodness. But you can endure these types of losses when you're trading micros. You can't endure them when you're trading minis. Good, did good. Probably sized up. I was probably trading 3 or 4 micros there, and I ended up weak in the hole. Finally got another winner week. I mean, look at all those losing days. You can't have that many losing days when you're trading minis. And I do lose my mind, step away from my plan, think I'm a scalper, all this different stuff. I'm affected by all of it. That's the emotional part of the game. There's no way this account would still be alive if I was trading big size with $200 left in my account. And before, I would get upset and say, I only got $200. I'm not going to be able to save this. I might as well throw a Hail Mary, and I would blow it up. Digging it out of the trenches builds that emotional side that you need to be successful long term. So definitely consider that. One micro, and try to blow it up with one micro. Get in there and put in $1,000 stop loss on one micro and see if that thing works out in your favor. You could probably do that right here. I'm going to do it. What? Oh, this isn't the right account. We're locked out. Okay, here we go. Yeah, right here. I'm going to buy one, and I'm going to give it and if it goes down there that side, I'm going to give it settlement on Friday. I'm going to give it $700. No, I'm not going to that much because it could go. If Trump says something, it could go. I'm going to give it $500 to be wrong. 500. That's one mini stop loss. If you're trading a 25-point stop loss, that's one mini right there. You do that with a micro, I bet you make money. I actually had a girl that did not know how to trade at all that was asking me to teach her, and I told her just mark these regular trading hour highs and lows, wait for the first 30 minutes, and then put an order to go long either at the high or the low of that 4 hour and with a $200 stop loss with one micro. Her first day trading made 400 bucks just with that advice. So you wait for the first 30 minutes. If whatever one we're near, you put an order there. If we went down, you put it to go long at that 4 hour RTH. One micro, $200 stop loss. It has to move 100 points against you, which it's possible you could lose. So you could put a $200 stop loss and a $300 take profit. That's 150 points your way. But I don't think you would lose very often doing that. And so I'm going to do it in this combine and just see what happens. Don't even have to have a signal. You don't have to have anything. You don't have to know how to trade. As long as you can click this and make it regular trading hours and mark these lines and wait, that's all you got to do. If the market goes down, there's one right here. Put your order there. Worst case scenario, you lose. You're not going to lose again tomorrow. You're not going to lose more than you win. Guarantee it. One micro. Thank you for watching. Jamie, thank you. I really appreciate y'all joining the stream. I hope it helps. I think personally, whenever I was really struggling, I wanted to hear from other people that they were also struggling, because it made me feel like I wasn't going insane. And there are times where I get in here with a trading plan and I completely abandon it and just really screw up. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? Am I nuts or something? But no, it's just something every trader has to go through. And Andrew Mineker, listening to his videos really helped me a lot. It really did. Because he explains that it happens to everybody. And not necessarily why, but how to handle it. It's just normal human emotions that you're dealing with. And they're always going to be there every day. What you have to do is you're learning yourself. You're learning how you're going to react in this situation. I just lost that trade. I'm getting my money back. I'm sizing up. I'm going to really get it this time. And then you lose more. Oh, dadgum, I'm size up a little more. Whatever it is, that's normal human reaction. And so you have to be able to recognize you're behaving in a way that's normal, but you can't behave that way when you're trading. And learn to recognize it when it's happening and step away. And then I'm still working on that part. It was definitely happening yesterday. I was seeing this. I was saying, we're going there. I know we're going there. And I just kept getting in short after short after short when the market was just going straight up. And it cost me. So that's the best advice I could give you from having my teeth kicked in for 2 years. Because I definitely got them kicked in. I was looking for a tall building to leap off of last night. Not really, just metaphorically speaking, because I was so upset with myself. You just get to that point where you say never again, and you hope it never happens again, but it still could. Had to step away a minute, guys. Am I about to lose $500? I really don't want to put it all the way down there. But if it takes that level I was trying for so hard yesterday, I'm going to be upset. But you look at that, and, you think $500 risk. Oh my gosh! But that's what you're risking with a mini every time you put it on. Every time. I don't know if this is really a good idea to try to risk it right now, because I do think we're going to that line today. We could quite possibly go to that line today. But when we get there, we're going to bounce. Probably. Do I want to lose however much that is on the way down here? It's 282 to there. I absolutely do not want to lose that. If we start flushing towards it, I mean, it's very possible we could flush towards it. So I'm going to take it off at my normal stop loss, which is 25. I even lost a little more than that. I lost 70. And see how it reacts when it hits this little thing here. It may pop right back up and it may flush. Let's see what this says. I was the 80th subscriber. My account was shown in. Yes, I do remember that. And you're the one who gave me the advice about watching this and trading that, because it does track differently. Man, I wish I would have just taken a short there with a $200 stop loss to the top. But, oh well. We're definitely going lower. Another thing about micros, you can put on a big stop loss, jump into a trade like this, and it's not going to get you. Most times it was not going to get you. That's $200. It'd have to retrace back up 100 points to get you for $200 stop loss. And how many with one micro? If it goes down here to that line I've been hoping it would go to for so long, for at least yesterday, I'll make at least 200. Well, not quite. $162. But we have these two levels here. It could just hit there and then go. But maybe I get in profit, maybe I don't. Look at this. If I would have waited for a pullback, then we would have been okay. But you don't have to be as exact with your entries when you're trading micros. You just have to be right on your direction. And I may not be right on my direction. I may be wrong. We just wicked into that gap, and now here we are going straight back up. So maybe I lose $200 on this. I don't know. If you're struggling with your entries, or you're trying to get into continuations, micro's the only way to go. And put a big freaking stop loss on there. Give yourself room to be wrong. And you still won't lose as much as if you traded one mini and you were wrong. Guarantee it. But yeah, Muhammad, whenever I was trading this, and I was looking at only MNQ for the signals, and the signals are a little different. Like NQ would take a low, MNQ would not, and I would think, well, I'm not taking the trade till it takes that low, and then it runs away, and then I check this, and it took the low or the high, either way. But you said just watch this for your signals and then trade over here, and that's why I've been doing it ever since. I was going to mention Matt Miller. He's the one that gave me this idea about the $200 a day. He was, when I first was introduced to him, I actually had done a deal. I was thinking, it was back when I thought buying and selling is what ran the market. This thing, it's going to go way up, way back up. But hopefully I don't lose $200 on it. But yeah, he was I had one more there. when you add one more, it changes your average entry too. So now I'm at 50. I could get out at break even pretty easily if this thing decides it's going to the moon. Because pulling back to 50 is pretty common. Are we inverting this breaker? I don't know what we're doing here. Maybe we're going to the moon now. Without even taking the lows. I may blow this just trying to explain to you how you don't blow it with micros. Goodness gracious. I picked the perfect spot to get in, didn't I? So there's back to round number. I really think we're going to be safe up here. But it is just above that high. So maybe not. I think we'll be okay. But anyway, Matt Miller. Okay, so I was doing the delta divergence, or the delta. Delta is anytime but somebody clicks a market buy, market sell, it tracks that. And he uses it to get in on his trades, and he also uses VWAP bands, several other things, and I was trying to learn his system, watching him all the time. That's how I found him. And then one day he said, well, I'm not going to be live streaming today, I'm going to be on TopStep tomorrow. And that's how I found TopStep. But I followed him for a good while, and he eventually left TopStep and started promoting Apex. And he started trading 20 accounts with Apex with his $200 a day goal. And I don't know if he does micros or not. I think he does full size contracts now. But in the first 3 months, I think it was a 2024, maybe a 2023, he made $306,000 in 3 months and did a live withdrawal on YouTube and everything, trading 20 accounts, $200 a day. That's $4,000 a day. So that trade copying is going to be your best friend there. But the $200 a day, you can make it with a micro easily. It's a 100-point move. NASDAQ has several 100-point moves throughout the day, and you just got to catch one of them. This isn't looking good, but it's not looking bad either. We just went to the top of that gap. And then absolutely reversed. Yeah, it does. I mean, ever since the government decided they weren't going to work anymore, we have been seeing a lot of high resistance. So instead of pulling back 20 points and then continuing on the path, it pulls back. This dang near pulling back 100 points here. From here, that's 30. Yeah, we pulled back. $77-point pullback. In that environment, you need a big stop loss. Or you need to have a freaking crystal ball where you can, oh, it's going to bounce right there, and try to jump in that. I'm going to get in one more here. And so now my average entry is at 68. Even if we pull back to 80 and start back up, I can mitigate my loss on this pretty easily. Because this may be the reversal we've been waiting on. This may be it. I just got in it though. I was in a long with a $500 stop loss. I kill it, getting a short, and then here we are. I still think it's going to take that low. Now I got $400 on the risk. Still not as much if I was trading one mini. Still not as much. You don't make as much money, but you sure got a lot of room for error. And I need lots of room for error. I also started. I would say for one micro, you need 50 points right now. 50 points. I used to use a 25 point. With the breaker thing, you don't necessarily need 50 points. But if you're just getting in, trying to catch a continuation or whatever, you need at least 50 points. This is going to take my freaking stop loss, isn't it? Is this a reversal pattern of the whole day? Let's do it like we're trading, Mike. Like we're trading. I'm going to do it like I'm trading. Oh my gosh, we got 49.62 is my max loss limit on this thing. I can't risk that much. But if we were trading let's say a mini, I can't risk that much. I might have to take this off. Come on, fall out of bed, you dirty rotten snake. Get me that level. You've made me wait for 24 hours. Even this one would be fine. I promise you, you could not endure that type of a pullback. With even 5 micros would have been devastating to most accounts. I couldn't endure it for sure. We need this to fill in. Our breaker would have been way up here. Typically when we invalidate a breaker like that, we use it as an inversion type of thing. And so, yeah, we did trade back up into it. But really a stop right here at 617 would be the ideal spot, because you don't want to go above that breaker. Maybe at 620, that would be a $300 loss. It's $100 a micro roughly. You don't want to go nuts on it, because we do have the whole potential of it shooting up one direction or down one direction. In a 1 minute candle, like a news report just came out. Yeah, did you have any luck following trades by Matt Muhammad? I had a little bit of success, but being a scalper, he's kind of, I would say he's kind of like a scalper. I think he is trading full-size contracts now, but he's only trying to get a 10-point move for $200. So I'd say that's a scalper for sure. And when I did it, I would get my $200, and then I would think, oh, I can get 200 more. I can get 200 more, and I would end up over trading and blowing my accounts. So I don't know. This may go on up. ICT, when I found ICT, I got funded for the first time 3 months later. Yeah, I would agree with you there. My buddy Adam, he's one of the guys I met on this channel, and we talked quite a bit, and he started watching Matt here recently, and he thinks that that style may suit him better. And he actually did really well. Best day he's had in a long time. But we do make big moves quick, and then we consolidate for a long time. And typically, if you're going to play those types of ranges, he uses range candles and stuff. But a 5-minute chart, high and low, like see, we hit that high on the 5-minute chart, and then came on back down. a lot of times these ranges, 5-minute ranges, are good places to try to scalp. When it takes the high, like it never takes that high, but when it takes the high, then you just aim for the most recent low, and you can usually get 10 points pretty quick. I actually have a video on my channel called Micro Scalping, and that's what it's all about. And I think I was using a 15-second chart, but you would box in the 5-minute range and trade it like that, because we could definitely go back up here. We took that 5-minute high right there, and that's when now we're pulling back. We may take that 5-minute low and go straight back up, but we just made that low, so we may do that one and go back up. But you would just box in the range, and then, or you could just use the last candle. 5-minute candles are pretty good for that. You can go down to even like a 2 or 3 minute, even a 1 minute's fine. 15-second makes it a little bit more cloudy, but you can actually play the reversal pattern off of this 15-second. So this would be our breaker on a 15-second. We wick back up into it, and now we're heading south. This is the breaker on the 15-second to the upside, and we're invalidating it right now. So that says, I think I'm good. I think we're going lower. But yeah, there's lots of ways to scalp. Being an over trader, I like scalping. I could get in here and click 1,000,000 times a day, I promise you. It really is the style I prefer. I just can't do it consistently profitable. I've tried. And I'll have good days, I'll have good weeks. And then I'll have one bad day and I'll click 1,000,000 times and blow up every single penny that I made because I'm just off on my entries. I actually did it with a 15-minute chart one time, and it produced really well. So a 15-minute chart, here's our range on that. We never did take the highs. I mean, if you just say like this little group right here. I did it last December. This little group right here. I'll move it out. And you mark the high and the low. So you'd put an order to go short when it goes to the high of that range, and then to take profit at the bottom of that range. And it actually produces a little bit more money. You just have to wait for it. That's 38 points. And this trade's working out pretty nice, isn't it? Son of a gun. You're watching VWAP bands right now. One thing that I noticed when I was watching Top Step TV every day and trying to learn how to do this, I tried several different strategies. I followed Deanna and really wanted to, and Hogue, Hogue sounds so smart, and he's so got so much experience. But I was watching them, and I'm gonna try to add one more here at 50. My original entry was at 36. I'll try to add one more right there. We can get a fill. Let's go to a 1 minute candle. Yeah, that would be right at the high of that 1 minute candle. I don't know that we'll get back there. I'll put it at the halfway point of that wick. So we should get there. All right. And see, that brought my average entry down. But it looks like we're going to that low down there, so I might as well get on one more micro and let it do some work for me. I could over leverage here and try to get, no, I can't be getting $3,000 in one day. I had this one almost passed. Baby step it. Okay, so yeah, I did the market profile, and I really worked hard on learning it, trading crude oil, did some gold trading, and I mean, I really went through a lot of different strategies. But the one thing I noticed on Top Step, there's lots of people on there, and most of them are trading a different strategy, but it works for them. They're all making money, and very few, I mean, there are quite a few they have on there now that are trading ICT strategies. You can tell it may not say the same stuff, but it'll say like SSL for sell side liquidity. And I don't know that Top Step necessarily wants them to mention ICT. They'd be having to pay out a whole lot more. So they don't mention him on the program very much. But man, did we make a higher low and now we're going no lower? Am I about to lose this trade? That's a good pullback to add. If we can get negative again, I'll add one more. Get me negative one more time. All right, there's one more. Now we'll get $1,000 if it gets down here. We're going to lose money quick if it goes up, though. So far, we came back down. We made a higher low. This could be the reversal. And I may have just screwed up. I may have just screwed the proverbial pooch. I'm adding more. I'm in 6 now. High resistance son of a gun. I can't remember even what I was talking about, but yeah, whatever strategy you use, I think it's the emotional side of not over trading. You got a setup you look for, you take it, whether it's market profile, VWAP bands, Elliott wave, ICT, you got your setup, you take it, and you hope for the best. And if it doesn't work out, you don't click 100 more times trying to get it to work out. That's the key, I think, to anybody. Just like what I was saying earlier. If you take a trade at a 4-hour high or low, or if you get this chart and you put on like this 15-minute chart will show you, we've got a straight line of lows on the extended hours. It definitely shows you. We got down here, we have a straight line of lows right there. That to me was the target, and that's what I have marked out over here. That's a really nice clean straight line, and I think that's where we're going to trade to. We may stop here again, but that's where I thought we were going yesterday. ICT would say, yeah, that's a draw for sure. And so that, you know, that's who I trade. So the problem is I can blow it up over trading and over leveraging no matter what. No matter what system I'm using, I can blow it up, the account, by over trading and over leveraging. maybe that would be a good question to ask yourself as you start your trading day. What can I do to blow up my account today? And then don't do it. Because I could blow this account up right now 100%. All I'd have to do is put on 5 minis and hope for the best. Rips is another guy that I've met on the, I found him, I guess, on the Top Step. He used to be on Top Step. And he's really good. He's been trading for many years, trades with his own money, and really good trader. I've got to put this at break even. I'm just going to take it off because we're going back up. I'll try to get in again. This would be a good range play situation. Top of the range, bottom of the range, top of the range, bottom of the range. Let's do a 5-minute candle over here and see what we're looking like. So that's the top of the 5, bottom of the 5. So let's try to get in 4 at the top of that. Center wick would be even better. Well, we just took that high right there, so we may push on down. This is where I usually mess up real bad, is I try to get in, try to anticipate how much higher we're going, and I end up losing money, and I end up over leveraging. We're dipping below 50, so I'm going to try to get back in at 50, and I'll just do 2. $250 stop loss on 2. It could go there. We're certainly not pushing lower right now. This is the 10 o'clock hour, so we should go ahead and go where we're going within the next 8 minutes, if we're going to go there at all. We could reverse here, and we really could. Options is very similar to futures. You're buying 100 contracts of whatever product you're trading. Is usually a stock. 100 contracts to buy that stock. And so you're still just working the ups and downs, but you can buy options for a fraction of the price that you can buy the actual stock. And you are using your own money in that situation. I don't know that there's any prop firms that allow you to trade options. Well, we dipped below 50, and on 2 micros, I'm 50 bucks in the hole. So we went straight back up. So it would have been a whole lot better to enter at the top of that range. Right now, I'm kind of not quite dead center range. I think we'll be okay. This should be the flush. Let's go. It's the macro. But yeah, I did a little bit of options trading, and I have a friend that does it. He's actually got money in his pocket, so he can do it. And he makes good money with it. But you would just trade it the same way you do this. He calls me and asks me for levels on the chart. But you just do the same. What the ICT concepts works with any asset class. It's going to go and take out the highs, and then it's going to go and take out the lows. It's just the way the market works. And so he'll call me and say, where do you see Starbucks going in the next 2 weeks or whatever? And so I'll just say, well, if it goes up, it's going to go here, and if it goes down, it's going to go here. But right now it looks like it's in a sell-off. So he'll buy a put option. which is the short. And if it looks like it's going down, and then it has different price levels for each price that it's going to. If you're just expecting it to drop $1 or whatever, maybe the option costs a lot more. But if you're expecting it to drop $5 or something, then the option costs less. And then there's also the call options where you would be betting on it going up, and they all have a price. I can show you, since we're just waiting here for this thing to do something, on let's see. On this Charles Schwab thing, I haven't been on here in a long time, but like, I don't even know if ChargePoint has options. Let's see. Where's my watch list? I want to look up a different symbol. We'll do Tesla. Okay, there's Tesla. And somewhere over here, you can do the options. Options chain. Maybe not. Maybe not. See, trade, covered stock, option chain, right there. All right, there we go. So this is going to show you this one is 100 stocks represent, expires in 2 days. I don't know what it would cost. Let's see if I click on it. There we go. Okay, so yeah. Bid ask, it trades just like a stock. I guess if the number you buy, each one of them is 100, represents 100 stocks. I'm not sure why these are so much more expensive. Oh, these are closer to the actual strike price, and these are further away. So the ones that are more expensive are actually closer to the price it's trading right now. So you can buy these if you're thinking it's going to go down. You can buy them, and it's a put option, and then or you can do over here if you think it's going to go way up, then you'd buy over here. And this is actual strike price, the price of the stock right there. So what it's actually trading at right now, I don't know. I didn't see that part. Let's see. I guess this is the current strike price. I don't know. Oh, here it is right here. 430 is where we're trading right now. So you would look at the chart, try to figure out, is it going up or down, and then you would buy either a put or a call option up here. So let's just, I don't even know if I can buy or sell one from here. I'm not sure. This is actually buying and selling the stock. I've never tried to trade it, so I can't really tell you. Okay, so 10, 420. I'd rather go middle of the range. I'm going to go to 27. There we go. And then I'm just going to try to click buy. Rejected. I don't know. So I don't know how to do it, but there we go. We're finally breaking lower. Does that help you with the options at all? You can get in there and play around with it. I've never done it. I don't even know how to place an order, but I know Thinkorswim will allow you to trade it. It doesn't take a lot of money to trade them, and you can make a lot of money with them. Finally pushing lower. That actually made it all the way through the macro. It's 10 after now, and then it dipped. So the macro was just an accumulation period. I should have tried to add one there. I'm going to try to add one at half of that wick right there. It'll be 1675. It may not get there, but maybe. Now the question becomes, do we take it here or do we wait till it gets there? They're both regular trading hour lows. We do have this gap fill possibility down here. We're just dancing in between gap after gap. I've been trading and watching charts a long time, guys, and I have never seen one with this many gaps. They're all over the place. If I get rid of these lines, they're everywhere, all over the freaking chart. Gap, gap. This just says shutdown. Gap, gap, gap. Every freaking where. This was the only one that opened with no gap, I think. There's a little gap there. Big gap. Big gap. Gap. This one we opened with a gap up and filled it. Huge gap here. Huge gap up top. And we're just dancing in between them. I've never seen a market with that many regular trading hour gaps on it. Almost got filled with that extra. All right, so now as long as it continues to my level, I'll have one more soldier working in my favor. And we got to make sure, put my lines back on so I know where my take profit is. Not too far away. But yeah, lots of gaps. We could fill this entire gap. I don't know that we will, but we could. But I'll just take that right there if it gets there. Have y'all ever watched Tanya Trades? She's who ICT calls her his brightest student, and she is a profitable trader. Has a live stream. I think she trades with a couple of the prop firms as well. Apex and Ninja Trader just got her some sort of a contract where she's working with them. the Ninja Trader Arena. If you haven't heard of it, you can get on here. Is this the arena? No, that's not it. Let me look for the arena. I need to. Arena Ninja. There we go. So here's the arena. I think I'll have to sign in. This is all completely free. Okay, so they have these contests where, like, I'm signed up to do this one. It starts in 2 days. It's silver. I've never traded silver, but I'm going to do it because you can win $100. It's free. Why not? This one, $8,000 was the top prize, and I ended up taking it into the shorts that day. I forgot about it and tried to get some money at the end of the day, and it didn't work. The guys that won this made about $3,000 trading only 3 micros in Q. That's all you're allowed to trade, and they made $3 grand. They were scalping for sure. This one would be an MES. I was signed up for it and I forgot about it. I was signed up for this one and I forgot about it. And then this one I was signed up for and I lost on that one too. But I've got this one in 6 days. I think, well, no, what is that? Crypto Madness. I've never done it, but you can win $100. So I'm going to get it. I'm going to join it. I agree. Let's do this. If I remember to trade it, I'll join it. We're going back up. I'm in the hole now. Should I take the opportunity to add? Are we going to that level, do you think? I'll add one more. We're probably going to 50. I wish I had enough skills to kill it at round number, get back in here, and then let's go to the profit. Because it could rip up 200 points here and then still go to that line. Usually when it gets this close, I stop trying to get to the line and I just focus on the line. What are we going to do when we get there? Are we going to reverse? Go back up? All the way back to settlement perhaps? Is this the reversal? We're not going to the line. Either of those scenarios could play out and I would lose money on this. After being up $200 right here. But y'all know about Ninja Trader now. But yeah, anyway, Tanya, she has a live stream. She's pretty good. But she loses too. She loses sometimes too. It all depends, you know, you're reading the market well. You want to give yourself enough opportunity to lose that you don't blow up your account, because you're going to lose sometimes. And you're going to have bad days. You're going to get pissed off, make stupid decisions. It's just part of the deal. If you ever get to the point where you don't do that, I think that's when real success will come. But I also think you're just going to have to be like a robot. I don't know that I'll ever get there. I'm too emotional about losing. I hate it. I don't mind losing a basketball game or a pool game or something like that, but I can't stand losing a trade. It doesn't matter if it's $10. I can't stand losing it. The next $8,000 competition they have on Ninja Trader, I'm getting in it. They actually pay $100 to fourth place. There's 10,000 participants. And there's a guy that's on Top Step, Nick for a Tick. And even with my bad P&L, I still beat him. They actually had several YouTube traders on there. and I actually outperformed all of them, even with my loser. So it was one of those tough trading days. Hard to get a read on the market, but some of those guys got a good read. They made $3 grand off of three micros max. This looks like I'm going to lose this trade. Son of a gun. We'll add one more. If we go to 80, I'm definitely going to be in a pinch on this trade. If we go back to round number, I'm definitely going to be in a pinch on this trade. So we need to start moving down very, very quickly. Look at that 5-minute chart. Oh, here we go. We took that 5-minute high. We could go take those 5-minute highs. It's looking like it wants to go up here. We are approaching London MOC. Fireworks usually happen at least for the last minute of that. Does anybody believe it's not going to these lines? The question is, am I going to have enough margin to handle any more drawdown here? Oh, because I could see it going back to round number and then still hit the line. I just don't like that we're sitting in this area for so long. Taking that wick would get us down a couple $100. High resistance liquidity runs. I like the idea of building a short position on the pullbacks, but I don't like the idea of it not going your way after you've built this position. Lots of draw down below. Now it's not even getting back to my entry. I think we're going higher. For a little bit. Just for a little bit. I'm going to try taking it off here and trying to get back in at the top. Maybe right there. Come on. And now it's not going to go. That's the way it usually works. It goes right when I get out and try to get in a better position. I'm going to still try. Those are relatively equal. 2 5-minute candles. I'm going to miss the whole rundown. That's all right. You look at that, I clicked over here, I was up $225, lost that one trade. I've been trying to add to it, and have I added to it? Maybe a couple of bucks, that's it, mostly taken away. That's what they do in these areas, is they just take as much money from as many people as they can. But when it gets to here, now we got something we can work with. So maybe I should just stay out of it and not even try to catch the run down to here. I think that's what I'll do, because all of my attempts to add to it have failed. Unless we have something like we go up and we clearly take a liquidity level and put up a reversal pattern. London closed in 4 minutes. We could come all the way back to round number here. Or we could continue to work this range. You could sell at the top of the range and hope we go no higher. We'll try that. We'll sell one at the top of the range and hope we go no higher. London MOC. See, I talked myself out of taking another trade till we hit the red line, and then I got in another one. I'm just not going to load up. I'm not going to put 5 on there. I can handle drawdown up to 100 points on this one micro. But if I start stacking 6 or 7 micros, then I get in trouble real quick. If this one gets me more than 50, 60 bucks in the hole, then I'll probably look at taking it off. But that's exactly how you erode your P&L. You got that level down there you're looking at, you're trying to anticipate, well, if we pull back, how far will we go? And then, oh, you miscalculated. Just like this right here. All the way to 80. There's $50 unrealized loss. Seems like it's going for settlement. It could, but I doubt it. It's going to take those lows. So 80 was that wick right there. We could go back up to this and invert, or we could go up to the moon. This is London's MOC, so it's their last minute of trading over there across the pond. And you will usually see a bounce like this or a push down like this. I'm going to go ahead and add one more in. Because we did take those wicks. If we go higher, I don't expect we'll go much higher, but I could be dead wrong. We'll see. That would kind of be my line in the sand, a round number. If we start pushing above round number, then I'll be like, wrong again. That would be the inversion of the breaker. And there's our round number. We got another wick right there. The same thing got me yesterday. This is exactly the same thing I was doing yesterday on the XFA, expecting that lower level to get taken, getting in where I thought we might reverse, and then we go way freaking higher. And that day, yesterday, we continued up. We never slowed down again. This is a 15-second chart. I only added one more at round number because my experience says we usually reverse at round number at least 20 points, and that would give me an opportunity to break even on this. We usually pull back at least to 80, and if we're going to go past it, it won't usually be much more than 20. But my hope is we put up a 15-second breaker here right at this purple line. That would be our breaker, and then we continue on down to that low. I'm just going to have to watch it, because if we get down here close to my entry and we just have no desire whatsoever to continue lower, then I'm just going to have to kill it and take the loss. So far I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm going to do one more right there, that fair value gap at 95. 94.75, I guess. Now, let's pray. Let us pray. That's at 78 average entry now, so I can get there and kill it, save the trade, wait for more confirmation, or I can hold for my enchilada all the way down here. 5-minute chart, we still did not take that high, but we could be leaving it for later, or we could go after it right now. definitely have a fair value gap pulling away, but we're just so close to that 80-20 rotation. I don't know. We'll know in the next candle. If we go back to round number, I'm screwed. That was it. That was my op. I gotta take it off. It looks too much like it could go and take that high right there. That's that 5-minute high. I mean, it could continue down. I can always get back in, but that just looks like we're about to get ripped. It could take that high or this high. I mean, there's a lot of highs right there. Or it could leave them for later and we could fall out of bed. But I'm not going to let it take all my P&L on a maybe. If we reverse here and go back down, I can get back in. And that took another 30-40 bucks from me. These are very, very difficult conditions to get involved with. That's why I usually avoid them. I caught my trade to here, and now I wait until we have a reversal pattern. We could say this is a reversal pattern beneath a 4-hour regular trading hour low, and that's all we want. We don't want any more. That's what the chart's telling us. And so that's all I should be looking at. That's all I should be trading. Here's our breaker. Did we get an opportunity to enter? This is the one that we got rid inverted. So this would be our breaker right here. We had a fair value gap to the upside. We validated it and gave us an opportunity to enter, and then here we go. So I should have gotten in that long right there, and I was short. That's what I've been doing a lot too, putting blinders on, not looking for the other opportunities. We'll try another one. Right there at that volume imbalance, 84. Why? We have a reversal pattern to the upside. I think we'll come at least back down to this fair value gap or the breaker before moving higher, if that is our reversal. So I'm gonna try to get in two. Oh my gosh, that's the big one. 2 at the volume imbalance, 84. That's 80. 84. there. There's the volume imbalance right there. May not get entered. Doesn't look like it. So I'm chasing. We'll try 80. That's the top of that wick, 80. Halfway point 74. I'm just going to jump in and hope that the thing is forgiving on the stop. Just to right there is $194 on 2 micros, guys. Just to right there, just to the high. Isn't that crazy? We've already moved 50 points off of the high. I can only ride this down to these lows. Possibly that volume imbalance. So I've only got maybe 14 points on this trade that I could take. Unless we hold it all the way down to here, which is a possibility. But bouncing at the breaker is an even greater possibility. Is it going all the way to that volume imbalance now? I might add one more at 67 and probably get smoked again. If it'll give me the opportunity. Oh, yeah, 67, 75. Didn't quite get there. $62. That high of that candle body is where I'm looking at to add, possibly. I don't even know if it's worth it to sit here trying to catch the rest of this down move. I mean, it just emotionally is exhausting. Maybe it goes, maybe it doesn't. Eroding your profit all along the way. It may be better just to put an alert in your phone If it hits one of these levels, then come look at the chart and leave all this alone, completely alone. That's probably the best way to go right there. Okay, we got filled again for that third contract, and hopefully a push down. We should get at least to these lows if this is the reversal point. And then we would bounce and go back up and take this liquidity. But we may flush all the way through. If we're going to bounce, that's going to be where it is. Got to take that risk off. I'm hoping for another failed breaker here because this one is not at a 4-hour high or low. And that's when they typically fail. Not always, but if they end up going up a while and then get traded back through, it looks like we're pushing on through. Might actually get this one to work out. I'm going to try to add one more at 20 if it'll get back to it. That purple line's where I'm looking to add 18. 18 right there. 18 even, 18 even. Good. If it'll get back to there, I'll add one more to this mix. Thanks for staying with me, guys. This has been choppy freaking mess. This is kind of following directional day rules. It's after 11. The market hasn't reversed, but these run up. They're leaving highs. They're not taking the highs. So I think once we take these levels, we will reverse and we will go take those highs. But it's probably going to tap the bottom multiple times before it does it. So try to get in near a low and then just hold that high. It may not take that high until MOC, but it'll push back down and be a choppy freaking mess until finally it'll go and take those highs, and it'll be on your way, and then boom, right back down to the bottom. So you would need to, like a micro, we might get filled on this one. You would need like a micro with a nice stop below the lows, like at least 50 points. And then, worst case scenario, it continues down and just is a directional day all day long. But best case scenario, it would take your highs up here. All right, we got filled one more time. Now we got risk on again, so I'm going to have to take that risk off. This is the point where it goes back to 50, stops me out at $23, and pisses me off. I hope it doesn't do that, but it might. It could. It's what it did yesterday multiple times. I mean, I was to the point where if I'm up $200, I'm just taking it. I don't care where the price goes after that. I'm just taking my 200. If you do that, you know, you're getting money. You get your 200. I mean, look at it. You get your 200. You don't get your 20. You're not stopped out at $23. And in this environment, we're so high resistance that it could absolutely rip back to 50 and then go to that red line. We're revalidating. Well, this is the breaker up here now. I don't think it's going to do that this time, but I would not be surprised. And so in this environment, it may be better to just say, you know what, I'm up 200, I'm taking it off. I'll wait for another opportunity to get 200. I can't freaking believe it. It's going to do it. I'm going to take it off. That is the part that's so frustrating about trying to catch a continuation to the bottom. So I'm not going to take those anymore today. I hope I don't ever take them again. But this is definitely going here, and this is just money stealing. I don't know how far I was up when it was down here, but it wasn't $160 or whatever I just got. Look where it touched. 50% of last week. That's where it was bouncing yesterday too. Touched it, went back up. Hello.
You making all that money today?
Oh, I made a little bit. Just a little bit. I think I'm going to do what I said this time. I'm going to put an alert in my phone when we take these levels, if we take these levels, then I'll get another trade. Otherwise, I'm leaving it alone. I'm on my live stream. I'm not talking to you, but you think I am every time. All right, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and get off the stream. That would be my... It's looking like a directional day. We may not go back up, but if we're going to, it'll be after taking these 4-hour lows. But we may push on through this gap. I mean, it's a big gap, but there's millions of them, so it may not. It may not. One thing that usually gives me a clue on that is looking at... See, I just barely got back above to where I was trying to get in on that. It's just not worth it. I was at 225, now I'm at 261 after all that pain and heartache. No, not worth it. Not worth it. So ES, if ES hits 50, that's kind of a bounce point for it. And then it's wanting that 69. So we may hit there for ES. We've already gone past its 4-hour. I would expect it to take 50 and then bounce back up. So that kind of lends to taking these and then going back up, possibly. That's what I would recommend watching for. I would not even try to anticipate that we're moving back lower on this. Just wait for it to go. The time to get in on this move was up here and just hold it all the way to there. And you know, I was in it. I killed it right there. That's a lot of money I missed out on, but I'm just being extra cautious. When I see my money, I'm going to take it. I'm going to build it up. Thanks for watching. It could go back to settlement after it takes these, but just wait. Afternoon might be good. Talk to y'all later.